This is my Shapeoko CNC back in 2018, chugging along on an order of over $1,800 in wooden trays. It's 2023, and you may be thinking, hey, I want to get in on this CNC woodworking side hustle thing. Today I'm sharing why making things on your CNC and selling them is the perfect side hustle. Number one is high demand. Still, today, even with all the doom and gloom talk of the economy, I still get daily requests of people asking me to make things for them. They come in all different shapes and sizes. I'm going to be sharing more about them throughout this video, throughout this list, and what those look like. Number two is easy workflow. CNC can be divided up into a lot of different stages. It's not one long continuous stage where if you stop in the middle of the project, oh no, I can't stop, I gotta keep going. Now this works really well for people that have day jobs that maybe only have an hour in the evening to dedicate to this. So you have the designing process, all your CAD CAM work, you have your material prep, you have material setup as far as clamping and work holding, then you run the project, and then there's a finishing process. But at each one of those, there's a natural break where you can set your project to the side, set your products to the side, come back the next day with that same hour that you have to dedicate to it, and not feel like you need to figure out where you left off or figure out where you need to start. Number three is low startup cost. I hear all the time, wow, those CNC machines you use are so expensive. And I couldn't disagree more. Now hear me out. I'm talking about what you're getting, let's say $3,000 for a good hobby CNC machine versus what that machine is capable of. These CNCs are very cheap in that comparison. Like return on investment is very high. Now, is it a large purchase that you should save for and give thought to? Absolutely. I'm not saying everybody should have $3,000 in the pocket and just run out and just spend it on whatever. I'm saying in comparison to what you get and the technology you get, it's actually very, very, very cheap. So when someone says these CNC machines are way too expensive, what's actually happening is they just can't see the opportunities. And that's okay. I've made a career on helping people identify opportunities with their CNC machines. So I completely get that, but the opportunities are there, we just need to learn how to see them. If learning how to identify more business opportunities is something that interests you, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so when I upload one of these new videos talking about that topic, you'll be the first one to see it and you won't miss it. All right, next is repeatability. This is one of my favorite things about CNC technology, is once you go through the design process and setting up the tool paths, figuring out your material, figuring out your work holding, right? That's the work right there. Once you figure that out, you only have to figure that out once for each project. Then you can run that machine and make that, let's just say part, or make that project. And then you can come back, whether that's a week later, whether that's 6 months later, whether that's a year later. And as long as you keep good records and save those files to where you can find them, you can literally make that same part, that same project again, but skipping that first part. You just load your file, load your material, and hit go. Next is customization. Now, when I'm talking about customization, I'm talking about like unique, one-of-a-kind items. You know, you think of wall art, or you think of like full-color logo and epoxy inlays, or typography. You know, those things are repeatable, but they're most likely these projects that you're only going to make once. So this is where you can unleash your creativity, whether that's for a client that's going to pay you, or this is a passion project of your own. It's making something that you just want to make. With the CNC, you don't just have to make things to sell things. You can make things for yourself as well. So I'll talk a little bit more about passion projects a couple further down. But let's move to the next one. Okay, so next is personalization. Now, a way to sell more product for more money is to offer personalization. What I mean is you can take a bland product, let's just say like this wooden tray here, just basic rectangle walnut trays, engrave a name on the bottom of it, or a quote, or Bible scripture, or a special date, and it instantly becomes one of a kind. The next reason why CNC is the perfect side hustle is we're actually going to take the last three that we talked about and we're going to combine them into one. We're going to call this a fast turnaround. Let's say someone approaches you and says, hey, my husband has a birthday in a week. I really like that project that you did. can you make me one and have it for this weekend? So most likely you're gonna have, well, you should have that file saved, so that project file, so you can load that project file, do a little customization, add a name, happy birthday husband, or whatever it is, and make that project for them in a very quick turnaround. So having a CNC enables you to make a project that you made before, quickly customize it for someone specific, and it's like you made it just for them in a really short time frame. Number 8 is wholesale work. Now this is something that's pretty unique to CNC woodworkers compared to normal woodworkers. And that is that you can crank a lot of pieces out in a short period of time, almost like having another employee in the shop. We talked about repeatability. That repeatability allows you to fulfill wholesale orders. So let's say someone orders 100 trays like I showed you at the beginning. You know, rather than doing a template jig and a router, you're able to use that same file over and over and over again. It's just a matter of loading wood onto the CNC bed. Once you get that front part done, it's just rinse and repeat. All right, next we have selling items seasonally. Now, I really like this one because it's something that I utilize in my shop and that I've utilized over the last few years. And that is, I only sell products, like physical products, in the 2 to 3 months leading up to Christmas. And here's why. It's no secret that people spend more money during that time of year. And so I want to be selling when people are spending money. Now, the products that you make and how you market them will determine this fully. For example, if you're selling wedding items, obviously weddings are year-round, but there is going to be a bigger wedding season, and that's going to be the summer. So what you're selling kind of dictates the season that you sell in. The really cool thing about it is if you want to pick a couple craft shows out a year and only sell at those, that's the perfect side hustle. Like, you don't want to have to start something and then, oh, if I start it, I can't stop, or, you know, I've got to carry all this inventory over my head. You can sell as much as you want, as much as your schedule allows. You can put it down for a little while, you can come back to it. And so that is a perfect side hustle to me. Number 10 is passion projects. I talked a little bit about this earlier, but I really believe if CNC, or any side hustle for that matter, is a side hustle and you have a day job, meaning it's supplemental income or it's just not your main thing, then it is extremely, extremely important to keep it fun. So some ways to keep it fun: passion projects, things that you're interested in. And the really cool thing about it is I really believe if you jump into the things that you like and make the things that you like, whether it's I use Jeep as an example a lot, but whether it's military, whether it's beer, if you start making those things, start sharing those things, you will find the people that like those things as well, and you can start selling things to them. And that is the best way, my best advice that I can give you, is to keep it fun and just have fun with it. So I've got a bonus tip for you. And number 11, that is resources. There has never been more resources available than right now. Meaning forums, YouTube videos, trainings, endless amounts of things that are available that weren't available when I started 5 years ago. So what does that mean for you? It means it's never been easier to start a CNC side hustle than it ever has before. And so 2023 is the year for you to jump in and get started. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. And all the people that clicked off and didn't watch this far, they're missing out. But there's soon to be something on the internet that hasn't been there for. There's gonna be another resource coming soon in about a week. And that's all I can tell you right now. But make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, so when I do release it, you'll be the first one to know about it. But it's a first, and it's going to make making money with CNC is the easiest it's ever been. And that is the goal of this channel, is to see you make the things that you like, make money with them, and have your hobby pay for itself. So CNC is really cool, and the possibilities are truly endless. Like right here, I made 100 walnut trays on my desktop CNC and shipped them halfway across the world to someone that I've never met. It's mind-blowing. Click right there, and I will see you in that video. Thanks. Bye.